Good morning guys, Monday the 13th of November, day 25 of my Australian daily vlogs. I'm here in sunny Melbourne and in 24 hours time I'll be heading to the airport to fly back to the UK. But before I do that, I need to get the 7 Series back to BMW Australia. But before I do that, I have to do a few detail shots of the 7 Series for a review that I shot yesterday. After I've dropped the 7 off at BMW Australia, I'll be heading back on public transport or taxi. So I didn't want to bring my SLR with me to get these detailed shots. So I'm actually going to utilize my Google Pixel 8 Pro. So I'm just going to head into my camera here, make sure I put it into 4K and hopefully capture some decent shots. I'm currently editing day 18 or 19 and I'm looking really tired, so with the glasses on at least I look a little bit less tired. The car is not very clean because, as talked about in yesterday's vlog, I think I've covered about 2,000 kilometers in this 7 Series in the week that I've had it, which is pretty impressive. That's about 1,200 miles, and they have been glorious miles. Love or hate the styling, this car has been incredible for road trips. Crazy to think that I've been here in Australia for exactly 3.5 weeks, and in fact driving around my brother's neighbourhood, Yarraville, brings back memories of when I first arrived here and I was cruising around in the XM. That was maybe episode 4 or episode 5. I'm not gonna lie, I have worked extremely hard over the past 3.5 weeks getting the camera out and filming pretty much everything, or at least the more interesting bits, and trying to be as upbeat as possible does get tiring. And people that do regular daily vlogs, no idea how they do it, because I think a month is almost enough to destroy me. On the same token, I am so glad that I've done it. I wanted to prove my worth to Nick and Leanne at BMW Australia. I've had a fantastic array of cars from them, starting with the XM, iX1, I had the M3 CS, obviously a bit of time in the G87 M2 at the Lang Lang Car Expert Proving Ground as well, briefly the i4 eDrive 35, and then for the past week the 740i. I hadn't driven the combustion engine version before I came to Australia. I just tried the i7, the brilliant silky smooth B58. It's amazing. 0 to 60 in, I think it's about 5.3 seconds. Sure, the i7 M70 is quicker, but when do you need your 7 Series to be any quicker than 5.5 seconds to 100 k's an hour, 62 miles an hour? You don't. Am I ready to head home to the UK and face the miserable weather on winter time? I am, more so because I just want to see Lou, also see my parents briefly before they head out here on holiday in about 3 weeks time now. But I feel ready to go home. I'm looking forward to my own bed, I'm looking forward to my own office space, a bigger screen to edit on, which does make a big difference, especially when you're doing a big edit. On top of that, of course, my simulator, which was built days before I left, and probably spent a grand total of about an hour and a half on that before I came over here. Also seeing people like Patrick and Ped filming another episode of the Drive Talk podcast, M3 Touring, take it to the snow, put it on some Michelin Alpine tyres and take it somewhere snowy, a bit like I did with the RS6 almost 12 months ago. Very grateful, and I'm going to miss so much of what Australia has given me over the past month or so. It's just been, yeah, it's been epic, really has. I've ticked so many boxes in the time I've been out here. My main aim for this trip initially was to come out and spend a little bit of time with a handful of subscribers to say thanks for the support on the other side of the world, and definitely did that. I think between the two meets here in Melbourne at the wonderful Melbourne BMW, and in Sydney at the wonderful BMW Sydney, I think I met, I would say, about 130 people, which was great, and I would love to do that again soon, whether that's next year or in a couple of years' time, and expand on that. Go and see people in Adelaide, go and see people in Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and of course head over to Western Australia as well, to Perth. I'm sitting at the speed limit. I'm sitting at the speed limit. Something I think I failed to talk about in my review, and certainly in my vlogs over the past week, is the sound system in this 7 Series is ridiculous. The time has come to say goodbye to the 7, but massive thanks to these two, Nick and Steph, and of course Leanne as well. It's just been awesome. We're gonna head in for a coffee. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, that was cool. Really nice catching up with those guys. Now I'm in a taxi and I'm heading back to my brother's. And then I think it's time to grab some lunch. What's the vibe bit about, Jack?
I'll show you. So this is like additional paintwork.
Okay.
It's the kind of stuff you add in. It gives it extra vibes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it's got a bit of vibe about it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And see the additional cobwebs we've got here too.
Yeah, Lou would not like that because she's horrified of spiders. I mean, that's producing what, hundreds of kilos of downforce?
Oh, that's, you know, that adds at least 150 horsepower. Just this.
Oh, it adds power as well.
It adds power.
Wow. Okay. In fact, the cobwebs in the passenger door mirror, that's vibing as well, actually. Oh. Back home in the UK, when I hand a press car back, if I've had it for a week or so, there's always a relief that it goes back in one piece, and you know, the videos, etc., whatever I've had it for, have been completed. That's kind of been the case over here in Australia. Obviously BMW Australia have trusted me with some very expensive machinery, 2 wheels and 4 wheels. Although I'm already missing the 7 Series, it's actually very nice to know that everything has been handed back, albeit slightly dirtier than when I got it in the first place. Sorry about that, Nick. Nick has a bit of a clean obsession. I'd almost call it an OCD towards cleanliness. His beautiful tanzanite blue 3 Series Touring is very, very, very clean. Something else I'm quite relieved about is the fact that I haven't been stopped once by Australian police. I'm not saying that because I've been going around or driving recklessly or driving fast, not at all. Been super paranoid the whole time I've been here, apart from when we're at the private testing ground. I'm saying it because the last time I was in Australia, 7 odd years ago, I got stopped 5 times in a 2-week period for nothing. I say nothing, I think the R8 that I was in made a bit too much noise. The RS5 that I had seemed to attract unwanted attention, and then I got stopped randomly by like booze busters, is that what you call them?
Yeah, booze busters.
And this time nothing. So maybe it's because I was in Audis last time. We are off to go and grab some lunch and one of my last probably lovely coffees. Cheers, Pinhead. 8.5, 9, maybe.
Where's my coffee?
Oh, yes. One more, okay? I must have thrown it to you 50 times. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to go that way? Is it going to go that way? Is it going to go that way? You know it's going to go that way, don't you? Don't look so sad. We'll see you a bit later, okay? Ooh. Heading into the city for dinner for the last time this trip in Australia.
Careful of the acceleration.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So we're at the what, fish markets?
Queen Vic markets.
Queen Vic markets. But that setup back there was feeding some of the homeless people in Melbourne. It looked delicious actually. Discovery. If you have a Honda Jazz, it's a lot easier to maneuver around the car park than it is in an XM or a 7 Series.
Hi Lou!
Hello, Lou.
We just wanted to give you some Christmas cheer and some chocolates from Melbourne.
That's very nice.
It's an advent calendar
Oh,
and
wow.
some of our favourite ones.
So that means Joe can't nick all of them. They're in an advent calendar, which means you actually get to keep some of them. There is other ones in there which were some of our favourites when we ate chocolates, but at the moment we don't, which means you can eat them on our behalf.
Thank you guys.
No. A little bit different. You grab one of these, and then you grab as much stuff as you want.
What? Rani's. That's Jack's.
I think I've got the most in them.
That's mine.
And then
Thank you. I actually had the biggest one, and I only stopped putting stuff in the bucket because Jack was like, I think you've got enough, and I definitely had enough. I've got like a bowl. I feel like I've got a baby up here somewhere. Dragon Hot Pot on
Swanston Street. They're everywhere in Melbourne.
Swanston Street. Definitely try one out. Great way to spend my last night in Melbourne, so thank you guys. What's this one, Rani?
It's cheese, aged cheddar and vanilla gelato. It's like a cheesecake.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is mango and something and something and something. It's really good. I'm going to need to row for about 7,000 miles when I get home because I've consumed so many calories on this trip, but it's been worth it. Goodbye. See you in tomorrow's video. I'm tired. I need to edit and I want to enjoy my last night here with these guys.